on the other. I don't care if you've never met them before in your life. If you're terrified of strangers, just get over it. But I want you to turn to them, make eyeball connection one side, eyeball connection the other. You don't have to hug, you don't have to say I love you, nothing like that. Just look at them, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Look, connect. Other side, look, connect. Now come back to the front, come back to the front. That person is your official joy buddy. Okay, from this day forth, they are your joy buddy. Now, he's obviously feeling a little anxious because you're not sitting right next to him, my goddess. But, oh, there's a special friend there, is there? Okay, good. So that's your joy buddy. Now, on the count of 3, I want you to reach across, and this is going to tie into one of Toby's H's. I want you to reach across, grab your joy buddy by the shoulders. I want you to shake them like this and say, wake up, wake up. This really matters. And then go to the other side. Wake up, this really matters. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Wake up, this really matters. Wake up, yeah, Toby, you do it. Wake up, this really matters. Okay, quick, come back. Serious, we haven't got time. You haven't got time to laugh, clap, or anything else, just like we've got to go. Now, the reason you've got to wake up, I'm a physio as well, so there's a whole lot of us in this room who are in the professions we're in because we care for others. And this is what we do. We are givers. We wake up in the morning and we start giving. We give. We give to our families before we leave, and then we get in the car and we go to work and we're giving in the car, usually talking to people. Then we get to work and we give all day long. Then it's time to go home. In the car, we're thinking about giving, but we have to go shopping and do 57,000 other things. And then we walk in the door at night to the people who would lie down in front of a truck for us, and we say, oh, piss off. Don't clap, we haven't got time. No, we haven't got time. What's wrong with this picture? And so this is the anti-burnout session. Take everything Toby said on board, and then this is just some practical stuff that you can do on a day-to-day basis. And there will be some people in this room who are very mature and very sophisticated and very, very educated. And you will look at some of the stuff I do and you'll go, well, that's ridiculous. We are health professionals. Yeah, well, I was a health professional too, and other people's patients would give me presents. And other people's patients would get better doing what I said because they do what I said, because they wouldn't do what their therapist said, because it wasn't fun. So you have to find a way to be professional and have fun at the same time. Who wants to, they're already crook. And a physio's job is not that easy. You put people through pain. They have to come to you for pain. You go, hi, let's see if we can move that joint. I'll just do it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you've got to find a way to because at the end of the day, how you work with people transforms them. It can transform them. Hopefully it does. And the most important thing in life, the single most important thing in life, above everything else, is how you feel about yourself. So you think about it. On a day, say you've been on holidays, and you actually took a holiday, and you actually rested, and you took the 2 weeks to recover, and then you had another week to do stuff that you wanted to do, and then you had actually a week to be human. So you come back to work, what do you like? You feel fabulous. And all your patients for the next week is fantastic. You're spewing fabulousness out on them. And it takes, maybe a week, 10 days before life sucks. And there's a woman called the Mother who has written many books, and many women call the Mother, but this one studied with Sri Aurobindo. And in one of her books, she says, everything always depends on the way in which things are done. Not so much what one does, but the spirit in which one does it. Everything always depends on the way in which things are done, not so much what one does, but the spirit in which one does it. And how many times have you gone to work and you're like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to stab them, and stab the next one. And you walk out, hi, come on in. I used to do it with my patients. I used to have the receptionist at the practice as my stress buster. So, the person that used to drive me nuts would come in and I'd be going, oh, yes, okay. Would you excuse me just for a moment? And I'd walk out to the reception and I'd say, could you come with me for a moment? And we would go into the next room where we could shut the door. And I would stand in the room and go, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to stab him, I'm just going to stab, stab, stab. And then I'd go, ah. And then I'd come back and I'd finish the trip. Now, I don't know if you've done that before, but honestly, it's a very good strategy. Because you go, you get rid of the stress, you come back in a better spirit. And every single person you meet has got a pilot light inside their hearts. And that's their spirit. And every one of us, every moment of every day, has a choice. We can either ignite someone's spirit. And when you do that, any health or wellness issue they've got changes. Because the spirit being is who they are. The external stuff is the manifestation of what's going wrong with the spirit and how they feel about themselves, if you think in that way. And so you've got a choice. You can either ignite their spirit, or you can look at them and go like this. And I call these people spirit foofers. Now, a spirit foofer is a very unattractive person. Haven't you ever worked with a spirit foofer? You know, like what happens when the spirit foofer leaves? It's like the sun comes out. All of a sudden, everybody's working well together. They're happy. Honestly, if you're in a recruitment area, you've got to make sure you only hire spirit igniters. One foofer in this room would suck the whole group energy down. Honestly, one person sitting here being mature, sophisticated, cynical, pessimistic, going, I'm not going to do that, that's stupid. Well, hello? People are desperate for some joy. They're desperate to break out and stop being this rigid role model. But some people are so scared to do anything different. In fact, there's another F we need to talk about, just briefly though, because we haven't got much time. It's called FOWOT, okay? Now, what do you think FOWOT is? I haven't got time for you to guess, I'll tell you. It's fear of what others think. FOWOT is a terrible, terrible curse on the planet. People are sitting there going, I can't do that because they'll think I'm an idiot. I hate to burst your bubble, but honestly, no one else is ever thinking about you. Ever. Ever. Honestly, because they are so obsessed with what you are thinking about them, they don't have time to think about you. Isn't that true? So just throw yourselves into this, okay? Because no one else is thinking about, I can't believe I'm doing this in front of them. They've never seen me this silly before. Stop it. Look at your joy buddy on the count of 3 now and go, stop it. Stop it. 1, 2, 3, go. Stop it. Stop it. Perfect. Now, when you go back to work, I want you to be saying to each other, if you're working with your colleagues here, stop it. Everybody just stop it. And let's adopt some of the H's that Toby was talking about. Or do this. On the count of 3, you're going to turn to your joy buddy on one side, then the other. On one side, you're going to say, I'm a spirit igniter, not a foofer. And then the other side, I'm a spirit igniter, not a foofer. Look like this. Don't turn to them and go, I can't believe we're doing that. If you are going to do that, or even if you're like belligerent and you go, I'm a spirit igniter, not a foofer. Okay, I did it. Well, the only person you're hurting, no, that's not true. I was going to say the only person you're hurting is you. It's not true. If you choose to do that, you might as well look at your joy buddy and go like this. You're dampening, because you might be sitting next to someone who's thinking, oh, this is the best thing since sliced bread. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to break out. They'll turn to you, they'll go, you just kill their spirit. So do this with all the zest and enthusiasm that you can muster. I don't care how burnt out you are. I don't care how tired you are. If you tap into the source of the universal joy, it will come up from inside you because you are now serving someone else. You're not worrying about yourself. You're looking at someone else and you're trying to ignite their spirits. So make sure it's I'm a spirit igniter, not a foofer. Okay? So you can make the face move too. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. I'm a spirit igniter, not a foofer. I'm a spirit igniter. Hello? What makes you think you don't have to do it? Did you do it? Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, quick, come back. Quick, come back. Now, for those of you who were sitting next to someone who still isn't quite in the sort of speed of things, if they turn to you and they sort of go, I'm a spirit igniter, help them. Because 9 out of 10 times, seriously, people have no clue they're foofers. You've got to go back and set up a No More Foofers campaign. People are so set in their ways because we're living lives of habits and patterns ruled unconsciously by fear. It's the fear, FOWOT, and about 6 other fears that are driving other people. So they got no clue. This is how you help them. The next time you spot a foofing, I want you to go up to them, and if they're sitting next to you, do this with them as well. Look at them kindly, because we're helping, and you go, you can do this across a crowded room. You can look across and go, and be careful of mocking symbols. People remember symbols. I've been speaking for 30 years, nearly as long as I've known the Ford family. And in that time, people will, honestly, they will walk up to me and they'll say, 17 years ago we heard you speak, and I remember the blah, blah, blah. And verbatim, they will repeat what they heard. That's how you get people to change their behaviours. Everything I'm modelling for you up here, let alone saying, is stuff that you can use to get people to change their behaviours. If you make it fun, and if you make it relevant, and if you make it true, it's got to be true, then people, you'll be surprised at how people adopt something where they use symbols. But if you just go, wah, 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 that's all they hear, wah, wah, wah. So when you get people to do stuff differently, they actually change. So remember the foofa thing, because it's really important. And then, God, not easy to run with all these batteries. So the other thing that I want to cover, now the number one thing in life, menopause, it's not easy. So I don't care how well you are, I'm a wellness goddess. Oh, it's the menopause. Anyway, so the number one thing in life is the number one thing in life is how you feel about yourself. Yes, thank you, thank you. Gosh, you guys have got great memories. Yes, excellent. What's the number one thing in life? How you feel about yourself. Okay, I'm going to have to give you the example. See, you don't remember it. Now I'm going to share with you a story that will mean you remember it, but I have to check something else out because we haven't got time. So, do you remember when you first fell in love? Anytime you've been in love. Have you all been in love? If you haven't, don't raise your hand, it's all right, I won't embarrass you. Just think of a movie. So, when you first fall in love, what is life like? It's fabulous, isn't it? You fall in love and suddenly the world is fabulous. It's all light, it's bright, there are no problems. Former assholes are fabulous. There are no more problems in life. It's fantastic. That's what, because you're in love and you all go, it's because I'm in love. It's because of you that my life is fabulous. No, it's not because of them. But what happens is, look, we're spiritual beings inside a human body, yes? Do you all agree with that? Okay, so imagine, just for example, like we're split in two, cut down the middle. And on the front is this spiritual, amazing person that you are, this extraordinary being of light. On the back, you're human. They're the warts. These are the warts of humanness. If you didn't have warts, you'd be an enlightened being somewhere else. So you're human, got warts. But when you fall in love with somebody, all they see is this front fabulousness, this astonishing, your true capacity and potential of the spiritual nature of your being. And they're going, I've never met anybody like you. You're so fabulous. Oh my God, you're everything I've ever wanted. I'm so happy. You're everything I ever wanted. And this goes on for about 12 to 18 months. And it's all wonderful. Well, the truth is what happens is that you, at that time, you fall in love with yourself. You see yourself as you truly are. That's who you are. It isn't some, fake person that's totally dependent on an external being. That's who you really are. But about the 12, 18-month mark, one or the other turns around. And the other goes, look at those warts. Ew. And you go, well, you got warts too. And now you see your own warts. And you walk around and go, I've got warts. I'm just a big wart, like I'm a wart, nothing. And then what happens to life? It sucks. It goes back to sucking. So when you fall in love with others, you feel fabulous about yourself because you fall in love with yourself and life is fantastic. Do you know when people are in love with themselves, their blood pressure drops, doesn't it, Toby? All their markers become, what's that word that starts with C? Menopause takes words out of your head. You said it earlier. Coherent. It becomes coherent. Everything changes physiologically when you're in love. Seriously, that's why how you feel about yourself is the most important thing in life. Which then brings me to the number one thing that people want in life. What do you think it is? Love. See, everybody says happiness or love. No. The number one thing that people want in life is, did you say sex? No. Men, yes. Women, no. Money, no. That's about number 8. Health, well, essentially, but they don't realise that. Nah. The number one thing that they all say they want, recognition and acknowledgement. If you're in a leadership role, you should have known that. Really, really important that you know that. Number one thing, recognition and acknowledgement. If you happen to be in a health professional, number one thing, recognise it, because I don't care what sort of change they make, but recognise and celebrate any change. And we'll come back to that in a minute. But so I want to give you 2 ways to acknowledge people that really, really work. So set aside your mature, sophisticated, professional approach. And as we go through this presentation, I will just share with you, I'm a physio, I went to ergonomics occupational health, I did corporate stuff, I was a consultant, I went into speaking, I've been in America speaking for 8 years, and I've won awards from organisations I don't even belong to. Seriously, I don't know how I've done. I'm very blessed, I'm not bragging, I want you to know, I keep getting awards. I am an idiot compared with most normal speakers. Other speakers look at me and go, I don't get it. What does she do? Well, it gets worse. So wait till we go through the stuff. But I just want you to understand, I was an extremely professional physio. We had a great time. I am an extremely professional speaker. I do my research. I have an extremely professional back end. I'm known as one of the speakers with the highest integrity and ethics. I do a lot of stuff that people don't, they just think I'm stupid. So be very careful. I am extremely professional and I look very stupid and I get the results. So, knowing that, I want you to be able to use these techniques to recognise others and not feel stupid, because you're not. Forget about yourself. It's not faux what, it's about the other person. So, on the count of 3, before you do you know the Wiggles? You know how they go like this? See? Half you go, oh no. Oh. Stop it! Stop it right now. So, on the count of 3, you are going to give your new joy buddy, your new best friend, acknowledgement by looking at them and either saying, yes, or excellent. Now, how many want to say yes? Quick, we haven't got much time. Quick. How many want to say excellent? Okay, so on the count of 3, one side, each one. Yes, and excellent. No, I didn't count to 3. Wait. Oh, all right, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Yes, and excellent. Nice work, nice work. Now, some of you, when you did this, I'm proud of you because it's a little stretch. You sort of went, yes. Next time, I want you to throw yourselves into it with a bit of enthusiasm and excitement, because, it's good to go, yes, excellent, but you're not really lighting someone else's spirit up, are you? You're not really being an igniter. So go for it, the next one, which is great. So I was in Wisconsin. This guy walks up to me after a conference, and what was his name? I forget now. Anyway, he came up to, Roger, that's who it was. Roger comes up to me after a conference, and he says, can I tell you a story? Yes. So he tells me the story, visits his 4-year-old nephew. The little boy looks at him and says, Uncle Roger, will you come and watch my gymnastics competition? Roger says, what are you going to be doing? Little boy says, ta-da. And Roger thinks, what's that? So he goes along to watch. Well, the little boy's on a balance beam that's 1 inch off the ground. He's 4. And he goes like this. And he gets to the end. He jumps off and says, ta-da! Now, to a 4-year-old, that is what gymnastics is. It's ta-das. And I write a monthly newsletter. You can sign up on my website, it's free. And I'm always looking for ideas. So I thought, it's a great idea for a newsletter. So and I'm writing about ta-das. I realised toddlers do ta-das all over the place, don't they? What do grown-ups do when a toddler does a ta-da? Yeah, we go mad. And so the more they realise that, the more they do it. Well, about age 8, it becomes uncool to do ta-das. But on the inside, we are closet ta-darists. We are doing ta-das whenever we do anything. But the trouble is, no one looks for the silent ta-das. The most demotivating thing you can do in anyone's life is to not see their silent ta-das. your patients or clients are going to be coming into you and saying, yeah, I did it. I did one thing. And inside they go, ta-da! And you're sitting there thinking, one thing. One. Out of the list of 47 I've given you for the last 5 years. When are you going to do it? And you go, oh, that's great. And your spirit is spitting on them. So it's really important. I don't know what you did just then, but you had to turn it down a bit. A lot. It's really important. Can you change that again? Because that's still... Oh, couldn't you hear before? Well, it's ghastly now, isn't it? Oh, well. All right. Okay, you win. So it's really important that you start to recognize the silent ta-das. And we haven't got time to do the big ta-da, okay? But I want you to go home and create a ta-da culture. Create a ta-da culture at work. And when your clients, customers, persons, whatever you call them, do something, I want you to look at them and say, I think that deserves a ta-da. And watch their faces. Look, I wrote the ta-da article in America, right? And my PA at the time was Summer. She was 23. So I go up to Summer one day, and I travelled all the time, and I knew I didn't give her enough acknowledgement or recognition. I thought, I've got to do this more. So I walk into the office, and I said to her, she had just written the newsletter, right? So she did something, and I thought, oh, here's my chance. And so I said, Summer, I think that deserves a ta-da. She knew what I was doing. She just finished typing a newsletter about ta-das and how we got to give people ta-das. She's 23. She couldn't help herself. She looked at me and she went, ta-da. Dead set. People cannot help themselves when you give them a ta-da. So on the count of 3, you're going to do it to your joy buddy. Then the one side, then the other. I think that deserves a ta-da. Ta-da. Yes. I think that deserves. And now look cute. Smile. Get involved. Don't just go, I think that deserves a ta-da. Ta-da. Yes, excellent. So be engaged with this. Okay, so ready? 1, 2, 3, go. I think that deserves a ta-da. Ta-da. Yes. I think that deserves a ta-da. Ta-da! Excellent! You can go with him in the next row if you like. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, quick, come back. Okay, quick, come back. Now, one of the other F's in life, I've already said it once in the presentation, like, we're living lives of habits and patterns ruled unconsciously by what? Fears. Now, there's a whole lot of psychologists in this room, so I'm saying something that is whatever Toby said that was so clever, like suable something, and menopause gone. And anyway, take pity on me because I'm menopausal, all right? And I'm just going to talk about what I consider are the 3 core fears in life. 3 core embedded usually by the time we're 5. And they are, 1, I am not worth loving. I am not good enough. Men seem to get that I'm not good enough. Women seem to get that I'm not worth loving. So this underpins everything, okay? Second big fear in life is I'm unsafe in some way. And the third big fear is of death, abandonment, or separation. And I only know this because I got the trifecta. But I was 53 when I found out I had the trifecta. And it's taken a long time to work my way through it, but to share it with others, like this is really good. You don't have to go to someone's house in America, big house in the middle of nowhere, and find something to talk about and see a little black book somewhere and start flipping through the little black book and go, oh, this is me on a stick. And I say to the client I'm staying with, what is this book? And she says it's the Al-Anon Bible. My dad was an alcoholic, but I thought I had a perfect childhood because my parents split up when I was 5. And, you know, Mum said to us, we don't have enough room in our house for Daddy. When you're 5, it works. You know, what do I know? I told the kids at school there's not enough room. Our house, dead set, our house is now a wedding reception centre in West End. It is a giant house. But what do I know? Didn't I? So I thought I had a perfect childhood. I didn't know I was scarred in any way. But oh yes, there were warts. And so these fears, I just want to dump them on you so you've got them there percolating away. We don't have time to talk about what to do with them. Anyway, half of you psychologists, you know. So let's go to something else. I want to quickly, because we haven't got time, we're never going to get through all, but I'll share some of it with you. So neuroscience, epigenetics, emotional intelligence, and positive psychology. Won't have time for that. But anyway, in the middle here, with the sweet spot where they all intersect, none of you can see it anyway, so I'm telling you what I'm writing, is this sweet spot where we all need to aim in our lives. And I call it the joy spot. Not that one. Honestly, you can hear the sniggers. And because it's all about, life is all about feelings. Oh, John Duradini, brilliant psychiatrist in South Australia, said life is not just about feeling good. Life is about being good at feeling. This is a, that's deep. Life is not just about feeling good, it's about being good at feeling. This is a room full of people who probably, despite the fact that we would never admit it, suck at feeling. Because we are so busy trying to make everybody else have a joy spot that our own joy spots are dead. Not that one. And so, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go forth and start to create joy spots for yourself. And I'm serious. In neurolinguistics, you can create a circle of excellence, but I call it a joy spot. And go to work, make a hula hoop, you know, put a hula hoop in a circle somewhere, but stick pictures of things you love to do, put good music in there, just make it a good spot. And every time you need a bit of a lift, just go stand in the joy spot and feel joyful. Or remember episodes in your life when you were joyful. Because as you vividly imagine scenarios in your life that have been joyful, you actually change the physiology in your body. Or do stupid things in there. And I'll give you some more things to do in there later on. So, go forth, create a joy spot. Now, the other thing is, I'd like to give you a reframe on your job description. When you walk up and say, oh yeah, what do you do? I am a psychologist, or I am a doctor, or I'm a nurse, yeah, health professional. They'll go, oh yeah, well I've had this pain, you know. You ever done that? So instead, from now on, and truthfully, this is how I feel you should perceive yourselves from now on. When someone asks you what you do, you can say, oh, I am a CJF. And they'll go, a what? And you say, a CJF. That stands for Chief Joy Facilitator. That says facilitator, I haven't got time. So, seriously, if you look at yourself as a joy facilitator, do really joyful people traditionally tend to get sick? No. Book, it wasn't Art Linkletter, it was someone famous like Art with an art and a B. Birch, Art Birch, something. Anyway, he's very famous in the States. So he's got kidney failure and he's dying. And so he checks out into a hospice place. And all of a sudden, his friends are visiting. He starts to do the things that he can do from his hospital bed because he's on dialysis and not very well. 4 years later, he writes a book called I'm Not Ready Yet. He had to check out of the hospice place about 4 months after he went in there because he was too healthy, because he became joyful. And he actually writes that in the book. He suddenly started to appreciate every day. He filled his life with joy spots, and he became a joy facilitator. I think he lived another 5 or 6 years. It's really important. Be a joy facilitator. See yourselves as a joy facilitator. Believe that you are a joy facilitator. If it has to hurt a little as you make their joints move, oh well, but make it joyful. Do something that makes them feel good about themselves, because it all transforms the way everything works. So make sure that you're a CJF. I know the F's there, but it doesn't matter. They're all F words, okay? Now, neuroscience, just for a second. How many of you know about neuroscience? Anybody who's not heard about neuroscience? No. Everybody knows we can rewire the brain? Yeah. Yes? Okay, so we're literally rewiring the brain in this session. By you doing things, we're starting to change. But the trouble is, every time you ask someone to change, what is the F word that comes up? Fear. And so we've got to overcome the fear. Now, there is a scientific formula for change that, lucky for us, starts with F. For us to change, we have to FARC. Now, keep breathing, keep breathing. It's spelt F-A-R-C, okay? So let's look at what farking is. C. So on the count of 3, look at your joy buddy and say, I am a farker, I am a farker, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. I am a farker, I am a farker. What do you think the F stands for? Focus. If we're living lives of habits and patterns ruled unconsciously by fear, ruled unconsciously, Habit and pattern means you're not conscious of it. It's a habit, it's a pattern. So we're living most of our lives completely unconscious. That's why you've got to wake up. We don't even know what we're doing. It's not even until you read a little black book or you're onto your 47th relationship that doesn't work out that you think, oh, I wonder what's going wrong. So, and if you want to change a behavior, you've got to focus on either the behavior or the belief that you want to change. Because if you don't focus on it, you won't become aware of what triggers it or what's behind it, which will be one of the 3 core fears, if you dig deep enough. There's many layers above that, but get through all those layers, get down to the core fears. Because when you change the core fears, everything changes. It's just not so easy to change the core fears easily. So, but persevere, resilience, and the HFs. Now, so once you're aware of the behavior that you want to change, what do you do with the new behavior? That says EAT, repeat. You've got to repeat the new behavior. It's like the first time you do something, a little scratch is put on your brain. And each time you do it again, each time you fark, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper until it becomes an automatic groove. Think driving. First time you were driving, you're in the car, parent, sheet white. And you're like, no, there's so many things happening here and this or here, wherever. And your parent is screaming at you, stop, stop. And you go, how? Now, how many times do you get home and you've made 5 phone calls, you've driven 400 Ks and listened to the radio and, I don't know, brushed your teeth in the same way, and you don't even know how you got home? It's relegated to your basal ganglia. You don't even have to think about it anymore. So life is a series of farking, unfarking, and refarking. Seriously? Alvin Toffler made a lot of money by explaining it as one has to learn, unlearn, and relearn, and that is how intelligence in the future will be measured. My version is fark, unfark, refark. And it's true. We learn something and we think it's true. How many things have you learned at the beginning of your career that was all valid and real, and now, oh no, that's wrong. It's all wrong. E.g., stress itself doesn't make you crook. In fact, there is no stress. It's what you say to yourself about stress. It's the story, it's the label that Toby was talking about. It's the story you tell yourself about what is happening that will make it stressful or not. Let's say it is something that's stressful. Your interpretation, the story you tell yourself about what is happening will determine whether the stress is positive or negative. There's some TED talk by some woman whose name escapes me again, Kate somebody, and she says, she'd been through 20 years of a career telling people stress was terrible, and now she realises it wasn't just that stress was terrible, it's what you tell yourself about the stress that's terrible or not. Unfark. All the stuff that you learn, and refark today. So, and the C stands for B-R-A-T-E. What is it? Celebrate. The brain loves to celebrate. If you don't do, excuse me, the little celebration, after you do something different, then it doesn't get embedded in the cellular memory. So anytime your patients, clients, whatever you call them, do anything positive, or you do anything, celebrate. Do a little joy jig. In fact, just do it now. We haven't done anything for a few minutes. So, on the count of 3, you don't have to jump up. And we did great joy jig at the beginning tonight with a boom, boom, boom thing. Wasn't she amazing? How can you move your hips like that? Anyway, not with these belts on. So, on the count of 3, you're going to look at your joy buddy, one side then the other, and do a little chair joy jig. I don't care what you're doing. They're not looking at you, okay? And judging you. So, no more judging. 1, 2, 3, go. Joy jig. Celebrate. Joy jig. Celebrate. Yay. Okay. What's the time? Oh, my God. Quick. Come back. Now, epigenetics. We're not going to talk much about epigenetics because I haven't got time. Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief, read his book. It's fabulous. It will transform the way you do everything. Your genes are not ruling your life. Do you know what's ruling your life? Your beliefs. Your beliefs are ruling your life. Because the beliefs you have, I'm not worth loving, I'm not good enough, I'm unsafe, I'm going to be abandoned or die. Your belief, point the bone. Primitive cultures, how long does it take for a healthy person to die? Once they believe that the witch doctor who has the power has pointed the bone at them. 3 or 4 days. Yep. Perfectly healthy person, dead. Because someone pointed a bone. So be very careful of the story you tell yourself about your health. Like seriously, I'm the most anal person about wellness. I've been teaching wellness in the days, I'm a bit older than you, but not much. We started a long time ago talking about wellness. In the days when people would go, oh, you pig's ass, I'm blonde. That's why. Yeah, go blonde, it's easier. But it's not easy when you're grey, because they say, you can't go blonde because you're grey. Anyway, back to the story. So, yeah, I'm Miss Wellness Goddess. Back in the days when nobody knew what the word wellness was, they go, what? What? I go, wellness, what's that? And seriously, it was way back then. And I have ever since then taken every herbal remedy, vitamins, you name it, exercise, qigong, I do it all. I found a new naturopath the other day, because I'm always at the pointy end, I'm an early adopter, and he's brilliant. He does a blend of epigenetics and biochemistry, matches the two, and then has an intuitive healer, who's fantastic apparently, who comes in. So I go along and I think, cool, just got a few menopausal symptoms, don't seem to be able to get on top of them, you know, a bit over the hot flushes. He's not going to find much wrong with me. Wrong. So, within 5 minutes of me being there, he does some test. A friend of mine her husband died of lung cancer, and she gave me, you know those strips you dip in urine and it tells you your pH, your acidity levels? So I've had these for months, right? I keep dipping in my urine every couple of weeks. I think, oh, and I go, nothing would change. After a period of time, just stayed the same colour. After a period of time, I thought, I don't throw this out, because obviously it's expired. Well, no. No, it was just that I was so acidic, it wasn't changing colour. So, the story that I'm now telling myself every time I get an opportunity is how alkaline I am. And how healthy every cell in my body is, because I, as it turns out, am a sitting duck for some hideous disease in an acidic environment up till this moment. I just heard what I said out loud. So, I am not going to get anything like that, because I'm changing it all. But you know, it was because my lifestyle of speaking is not what you would call the best. I lived in airports, in hotels, in aeroplanes, with the stress of having to be somewhere on time. And, you know, we've just gone through a 6-month renovation. And so probably there are a few other issues. But it's to say to you, it's not just the physical side of things. In fact, it rarely is that. I eat organic food. I'm blessed enough to be able to do that. I'm blessed enough to have, honestly, every pill known to humankind that's healthy. And it's the other stuff that has made me acidic. Be very, very, very careful of the story you're telling yourself, because that will determine whether things are stressful or not. You know, I had a terrible childhood. I hate my boss. My job sucks. Blah, 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 blah. Stop it. Stop it. It's a fairy story. You can change it anytime you like. It doesn't have to be reality. In fact, it rarely is reality, because this story is based on perceptions. Your beliefs. We don't see reality. There's no way we can see the quantum soup that we live in and have any concept of what's going on at a much bigger level than us. We've got no idea. We've got an itty-bitty little human going, look, I can see this. It's terrible. It's terrible. And if you took these off, it's like, oh, look out there. But we don't. We stick it on it. It's terrible. Stop it. So, I haven't got time to tell you anymore. Now, the last part is emotional intelligence. 3 key things. Know yourself, and manage relationships. And this is also a great stress buster. So I'm just going to whip into these because we haven't got time for anything else. So, everybody go like this. Over your eyes. This is the single best tool anyone will ever give you for reframing. These, you're not doing it up the back. Thank you. These are gratitude glasses. Keep doing it. These are your keep them on. Keep them on. It's very important to keep your gratitude glasses on. Now, on the count of 3, you're going to look at your joy buddy one side, then the other, and you're going to say, with your glasses on, thank you, I am so grateful for you. And then the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you, I am so grateful for you. Thank you, I am so grateful for you. Perfect, perfect. My watch is slower than that one. Okay, yeah, pigs are. You went over. Anyway, quick, come back. It is absolutely crucial that you use gratitude glasses. And honestly, I like these because they're free and they're with you everywhere. So you can pop them on, you know, sit in the car at the red lights, go like this. But if you're too fancy to do that, get a set of these. Wear them everywhere. And when your patients walk in, have them on. What do you think they're going to do? Say, well, I'm out of here. You've obviously gone troppo. No. They're going to walk in and say, I like your glasses. And you can say, yeah, they're my gratitude glasses. And I just want to tell you how grateful I am that you are making the obvious effort that you are and doing everything you can to change the way you're operating. Now, tell me that isn't going to make somebody else feel better about themselves, which is your job as a Chief Joy Facilitator. So gratitude glasses are absolutely critical. Get them, keep them on. I got some on the table up the back, but wait till I finish, I have to rush up there. If you all just wait there, I can't get there. So it's critical, keep these on. But, and I'm getting there, we have to do just 2 more things. Yes, because that's fast. That's going by my clock here. So the other thing, you know when you get on a plane, they say, in the case of emergency, oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling. If you're with a child, what do they tell you to do? Put on yourself first. Why? Because if you're dead, you're useless to the child. The kid goes, Mum, Dad, Mum. So this is the most brilliant stress-busting strategy. Next time you're a bit tense, things aren't working well, all you have to do is go like this. Ready? And you do it twice. Now, if you're with somebody at work who's looking a bit stressed, all you've got to do is help them walk up and put your hand over their face after you've taught them what to do, okay? Because you can't just do it without explaining it. So, on the count of 3, now, those of you who sit there go, oh, now she's too ridiculous. Are you kidding? I'm a physio. I used to work at the Brompton Chest Hospital. I can take someone out of status asthmaticus pretty quickly with their breathing. And when you breathe twice, you actually breathe out the toxins on the second breath. When you're stressed, you don't breathe. That's why you've got to do the breathing thing. That's why it works. So ready? On the count of 3. And suck the air in now. Blow it out. Now do it to your joy buddy, either side. Ready? Last thing. Oh, 2. Now, quick. Last thing. There is no joy fairy, right? There's no joy fairy that flits around and goes, oh, you look miserable down there. Bonk, have some fun with the magic wand. It doesn't happen. You have to be your own joy fairy, okay? And I'd like to give people symbols for everything. So where is it? This is my symbol for the joy fairy. Wait, it gets better. Listen. So the next time I want you to get a holster. I want you to have the glasses in one side and the wand in the other. I think this is the essential practitioner's kit. Those nice little bags they gave you for this conference, you could pop these in there, and then when you're with somebody, you just whip out the wand, and you go like this. We're going to do magic today. Seriously, you have these at work, people are going to be coming into your office saying, give me the wand, we need the wand. You can use it on yourself when you need a little attitude change. So quick, last thing. On the count of 3, you're going to look at your joy buddy one side, then the other. You're going to say, bring, I'm a joy fairy, but look like a joy fairy, okay? One side, then the other. 1, 2, 3, go. Bring, I'm a joy fairy. Bring. Okay, where's my technical man? Things in life are bad. Anybody getting deja vu yet? Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle, and this'll help things turn out for the best. Get ready, and always look on the bright side of life. Try to look happy. Always look on the bright side of life. If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle. That's the thing. Get ready. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Betty, you get one of these, Betty. Well, life is quite absurd, and death's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bang. Ta-da! Forget about your sin. Give the audience a grin. Enjoy it. It's your last chance anyhow. Different words. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Now they're all going. Here are joy buddies. For life is quite absurd. Oh, whoops, when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. You'll see it's all a show. Keep on laughing as you go. Just remember, whoops, last laugh is on you. Last chance, go. Always look on the bright side of life. Duck, they're heavy. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Always, oh, sorry. Bright side of, did you get one? Oh, you didn't get me. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Always look on the bright CD. Oh, ooh. Here you go. Oh, there you are. That's safer. Bright side of life. Duck, they're heavy up your back. And now, run to the break.